What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Official Rouge Ent here, back again once again. Today, people, we got a quick little video. Well, not very quick actually. It's Monster Hunter World Iceborne Developer Diaries. So what had happened was I already recorded this and my reaction and everything, and unfortunately I realized once I went to edit it, it did not record the screen at all. It just recorded my reactions or whatever. So this is attempt number 2. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and get back into this. From what I did see from the first time I watched it, it was awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and let's just do it. We're gonna cut that off. That's the new hub. So good, man. Oh my god. That's a song. I like how.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryozo Tsujimoto from Capcom. We wanted to share more information about Iceborne through another developer diary. That's why I've decided to invite our 2 directors to join me. Go ahead, guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaname Fujioka, art director.
Kaname. Now, wasn't that in Bleach Kaname Tosen? I just when I saw that, I'm like, well, that sounds familiar. I know that name.
You're an executive director on Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Thank you for having me.
And also,
I'm Daisuke Ichihara, director on Iceborne. Thanks for having me as well.
the pleasure is all mine. Now then, let's dive into all the latest updates. But I have to say, hitting up the hot springs is really something.
I guess.
Yeah.
You could say that. Iceborne features a new snowy locale, so we felt it necessary to add areas of warmth as well. Which is why we wanted to add hot springs into the game itself, and why we're in one right now. Tsujimoto-san really wanted to make this presentation happen. Right, so here we are.
That's right.
Right.
We'll be showing more game footage during our presentation, which will help you understand why we're all relaxing in a hot spring right now. So, without further ado, let's kick things off first with the latest trailer.
I like how
Enjoy.
Palico sitting next to him. Oh man, Big Daddy up. Dude! He looks so amazing. I love this look. That right there looks amazing. And this is apparently your gathering hub. They're going like all out for this. This is insane. See them over there splashing water at each other. I'm not too sure what the sauna is for. Is it just there to do, to give it, more stuff? Yeah, dude, we can like customize our world and everything, like a lot more equipment than previously. Like that is so epic. Man, I can't wait for this part. It's gonna be insane. Oh, he just straight bodies the other like Vulgar and amazing. Okay, so this right here, that slam on him. So that's Brachydios. That's a slime. And then when it explodes, that's apparently I didn't know this. So when I did my first recording, I didn't know nothing about that. I just thought they were just showing off Udagarin. But apparently not. So this is Brachydios. So this means Brachydios is coming to world.
Now that you've taken a look at the latest trailer, we wanted to take this opportunity and delve deeper into the various things that were just shown. And who better to talk about these features than these two right here?
Gathering. Yes, I'm ready.
First off, we've announced the new headquarters, Celiana. I believe you also caught a glimpse of our new gathering hub. Let's touch on that a bit more.
Well, first we have the hot springs you see here. Hoarfrost Reach, as the name suggests, is quite cold. So we wanted to juxtapose the cold with a home base that provides a sense of warmth. And what better way to warm up than to dive into the hot springs together? That's why we centered the gathering hub around one.
That is insane.
So what we see here is very much in the heart of the gathering hub.
Exactly. Think of it like the main attraction.
Are people going to jump into the hot springs with all their gear on?
Great question. You can take a breather with your gear on. But with the click of a button, you can also swap into something more comfortable.
That's funny.
We figured it'd be a great way of helping players immerse themselves into the hot springs.
So it's up to what the players want.
We also prepared specific gestures to take the experience to the next level, such as falling into the water.
Oh, that's cool.
Players can also splash water
Nice.
at one another. So we really set it out to be a relaxing and interactive environment.
Well,
You can
that's
also
good.
enjoy a meal there. Is this a sauna?
Indeed.
Yeah, like
The
what
ultimate
sauna's
test of
for?
endurance, so to speak.
You can really tell things are heating up.
And that the Palicos aren't able to keep up.
Tigrex armor.
Everyone's ready to keel
Tigrex
over.
fucking on Palico.
This is a bit of nice detail, but we also added foot baths too, so you can just warm up your feet if you feel like it. It allows you to interact with your Palico in a playful fashion.
So these are some of the more subtle actions you're able to take.
Precisely.
That's cool.
Dip your feet into the hot water, and your Palico will follow suit. It's all very cute.
The Palicos are kind of big.
Surprisingly big. We put some additional work into the Gathering Hub. We know a lot of fans wanted us to improve accessibility of things between quests to make everything easier to access and improve the game cycle. So we focused on making things more fluid.
It's an area where we wanted people to interact more. We wanted a means
Yeah,
of really
dude,
bringing
go
the
straight-
community
dude, that
closer
is
together than ever
awesome. You
before.
go straight
There's still
into
some
your
transitional periods, but we wanted to lower the number of loading times. You can now access the smithy directly from the Gathering Hub, for example.
And you can also manage your layered gear from the smithy as well.
So in general, you wanted to build a gathering hub that had high usability for a much tighter experience.
You're absolutely right. Whether it's the Resource Center or the Botanical Research Facility, the hub now has all the facilities necessary in
That's
preparing
awesome.
for hunts.
So pretty much everything's gonna be in the hub.
For the squads, this time around we've prepared something called the squad card. It's something that the squad leader
Man,
is
look
able
how
to
big
create.
That is now.
They can include information about the squad in the card and send invites to others. People who receive the invite can accept it afterwards without having to be in the same online session. It allows people to check out various squads and gives them time to decide which squad is best for them.
By casually sending out squad cards in the same fashion as guild cards, people can still have a means of staying in touch, which I think will improve how people interact with each other in the game.
Palico
We also
is
included
chilling.
sub-leaders as well.
Squads now can have sub-leaders, who are also able to send squad card invites out, as well as accept requests. That's quite a hefty responsibility. The sub-leader is also able to edit the squad emblem as well.
We've made various quality of life improvements like this.
Every aspect has really been thought out.
This right
Up
here I
until
really
now,
like.
there were two difficulty settings. There was a difficulty for single player and a difficulty for multiplayer, no matter how many people were playing. This time around, we've added another difficulty for those who are co-oping a quest with a party of 2 people.
It adds an extra layer of scalability.
Yeah, we're now looking at 3 levels of difficulty.
For example, I'm sure some people have encountered a party member dropping out for whatever reason, or you were playing with a friend who suddenly got disconnected and it went down to just you.
Now the difficulty will scale back down.
I see, so it scales based on the situation.
Yes, the difficulty setting is now flexible and will adapt to the given situation for a more optimal experience.
So the multiplayer experience should be smoother than ever before.
Palico Gadgets.
By adding a 2-player difficulty setting, we're expecting more people to feel comfortable playing co-op. With more 2-player co-op and higher frequency of seeing Palicos in battle, can we assume they've also been improved?
They've undergone changes as well. Players will see new Palico Gadgets.
Yes, you can now summon a Shieldspire Stooge. It's a decoy that pops out.
They help to draw attention away from the player.
With those looks, it's not surprising.
Then there's the Meowcano, a jar-like cannon that shoots firebombs everywhere. There's also the Vigor Wasp.
That's awesome.
It now has an added ability to revive players immediately back into battle if they faint. Additionally, there are improved high-rank versions of the Plunder and Trap Gadgets,
That's cool.
which I think players are going to enjoy utilizing on hunts.
When Iceborne launches, there will be Monster Hunter World players who have Iceborne and those who don't. But don't worry, we've implemented a system that allows both player groups to play with one another.
Like they're talking to each other.
So I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about that aspect.
People who haven't bought Iceborne won't be able to join Iceborne Quests. However, Iceborne players can still join up in low to high rank quests set up by Monster Hunter World players.
For example, let's say I purchased Iceborne and Ichihara-san still only has Monster Hunter World. I can still help him out in his quests?
Yep, that's correct.
For those who purchase Iceborne but haven't completed Monster Hunter World, will they be able to use Iceborne game mechanics in the base game?
They can. Those elements are not tied to the Iceborne section of the game and can be enjoyed immediately.
We're also offering a Master Edition to newcomers to Monster Hunter World, allowing you to enjoy all the new Iceborne mechanics from the start.
That's right, even during low rank quests.
We're hoping players get to experience the game the way they see fit.
They really are going all out for this Iceborne.
Let's continue to go into greater detail about Celiana and dive into the changes made in your room.
You're now free to change up the furniture and wallpaper in your room in Celiana.
So awesome.
To give that extra feel of customization
That
and
looks
personalization.
awesome, dude. Look how big your room is.
You unfortunately can't change up the placement of the furniture,
Like, look, you got an aquarium
but you're able
right
to swap
there,
out the
dude.
type,
That is awesome.
as well as customize the color, design, and material of the furniture, so that you can design a room to your taste.
Customize all kinds of stuff.
We're eager to see what kind of rooms the players will come up with.
Look at that. That looks beautiful. I like that. You got a little pie in the back. Dude, that's awesome. And it got a little hot spring in the back.
We really wanted to give players that added level of customization. So they're coming back to a unique room like no other.
How do you obtain new furniture?
You're able to obtain some from completing quests and deliveries. And we also plan on including more furniture in future updates as well.
That's cool.
There's also some extra decor in the deluxe kit as well, which we had announced pretty early on.
I'm sure there were a lot of fans who were wondering what that was all about.
We couldn't talk about details back then.
That's right.
Look at that. It looks
You can
so
change
cool
the
right
entire theme of your room. And while your room is basically made entirely out of wood, such as the pillars, with the deluxe kit, you're able to change it up to stone, which gives a more classic medieval feel to it.
Yeah, I like that.
When you
dude.
step out of your room, you can see the outside of it also changes as
That
well.
looks sick.
With so much personalization,
That is so
it makes you
awesome.
want to invite
I want
people
it
over
now.
to check it out.
Totally
Dude, I
agree.
am so ready for
That
this. This
feature
is gonna be
unfortunately
insane.
won't be available until post-launch, but we already have plans to
That's
implement a
awesome,
feature
dude.
to
That
allow
they're even
other
thinking about
people
doing
to
that.
check out your room.
That's
So
awesome.
please
That means
stay
they got
tuned.
more stuff. That that means that they got more things coming down the pipeline. They said that this is going to be it for what they're doing with Monster Hunter. Well, at least for Monster Hunter World. Now, this pretty much means that they're going to be continually doing small updates and stuff. They're not going to add another like big old massive expansion like DLC like this is.
Now, let's talk about a new feature called View Mode.
We've added a new feature called View Mode to the start menu. You can move the camera around pretty freely, so you can take screenshots of the game from angles you were unable to access previously.
I like this.
We're hoping it'll be a great feature for those who like taking snapshots of cool moments or scenery.
Not to mention you're able to change your pose.
That's right. All the gestures so far focused more on movement, such as dances. But we also included more gestures designed for anyone wanting to pose for the camera. We figured people can have fun posing with their friends and coming up with some creative group shots. Your Palico can also pose for the camera and have the same gesture as the player. So people can really have very elaborate shots with each other.
How do people actually take screenshots?
The screenshots themselves would be taken through the hardware's system functions.
How you can...
We figured it'd be a good way to lean on the hardware. So we're looking forward to seeing people utilize it and come up with a lot of memorable shots.
Yes.
Let's now talk about the monsters that appeared in the new trailer. Take it away.
We have the Fulgur Angina.
Dude, he looks insane.
In Monster Hunter,
I love
there are
it.
subspecies of the normal species that you start encountering at higher ranks. They add a variation to the monsters you're used to fighting.
Look at that. Look at this, the size of him, man. Like, and then like how he's got the spines or whatever on the back. Dude, he's gonna be such a badass.
Extra level of gameplay and challenge.
I love the like.
It's very much a twist on what you know. For those who have played through Monster Hunter World, you may have encountered some subspecies already, such as Azure Rathalos, Pink Rathian, and Black Diablos when you reached high rank, and they put different spins on the fights. We wanted to add more of these types of monsters in Iceborne as well. So that's why you have this new subspecies of Anginath here.
Anginath has an affinity towards fire, but this subspecies of Anginath has an affinity towards lightning. However, rather than using lightning directly as a weapon, it uses its lightning as a means to charge its body and strengthen its physical attacks.
By storing electricity, it can begin to utilize it. And then, for example, its bite attack will be covered in electricity.
Godzilla, man. It's Godzilla.
At its peak, it really starts to act even more violently. So it's all about the player finding a means of reducing its charge. That'll be the key to victory against it.
He's gonna be a monster, man.
Now let's move on to the second monster, shall we?
This is Ebony Odogaron.
Yes, dude, he looks insane.
The regular species locates and
so
devours
good.
chunks of meat to feast on,
He looks so
which
gnarly and
makes it a
menacing.
little bit stronger.
Looks like a little
But
purple
with the
and brown.
subspecies, we wanted to embellish this attribute further. It frequently carries its prey in its mouth and eats it when hungry. Think of it as being in a constantly powered up state.
It also has an affinity towards the dragon element. If a player is hit, they'll lose the elemental power on their weapon.
His claws look longer too.
So it becomes even more important to pay attention to Ebony Odogaron's movements.
Gnarly, man. He looks so
The original
fast.
version was prone to attacking with deadly precision,
Even his claws look like
but the
they got, like, little
subspecies
races
has
all over.
added attacks with a wider range. So it'll really change up how you decide to approach the fight.
This'll be the last monster we talk about today. Glavenus, who captivated the players in Monster Hunter Generations,
I have not fought
makes its
Glavenus.
grand return.
It has a unique red and blue appearance, with its tail undoubtedly being its most distinguishable feature.
Insanely good.
That's right. Its tail is shaped like a great sword, which it wields as a means of hunting its prey.
Wow.
Similar to its previous appearance, we kept elements of its tail heating up or going blunt, and of course adding additional actions fitting of Monster Hunter World. So we hope you'll have a fun time with this monster.
Dude, he looks so
Fundamentally, its basic attacks
He is
revolve
so
around it heating up its tail and swinging it around for some devastating hits. And it'll also build up fire too. It can also use the heat stored up in its throat to fire attacks at the player. That fire itself also has some features not seen in Monster Hunter Generations. It was a delicate balance of keeping certain elements intact while adding that extra spin that we're giving to all the monsters returning for this iteration.
That's all we have for you today in terms of the monsters. But there's still plenty more monsters to talk about. So please stay tuned as we continue to roll out more information for you. The Iceborne expansion, or as well just after release, enjoyed what you saw. We'll have more updates for you in August. So, we'll see you then! Well then, let's end things with our usual call out. Ready?
happy
hunting!
Think of it as being in a...
Alright, well, that's the trailer. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm sorry that I didn't get to post my original reaction. I plan to do a breakdown video of this a little bit more later on. But like I said, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the video down below. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.